Well, that was a waste of an hour and 12 minutes. Today, we are going to be reviewing Barbie Video Game Hero. This was the first comment that I read from my introductory video. Pretty sure it was a joke, but I took it seriously. So here we go. Let's jump right into the rating. A little bit of forethought here. I'm viewing this as an unbiased person. I don't want to rate it low because I am an adult male, so I understand I'm not their demographic. I'm going to judge it poorly because it was a bad movie. So, Barbie Video Game Hero was a 2017 film, and it was directed by Conrad Helton and starred the voice of Erica Lindbeck. This film was, I'm not going to say it's bad, because it wasn't awful. I really didn't hate it. I'm never watching it again, unless I have, like, a child who's a female. It wasn't the best thing in the entire world. But the basis of the film, for those who don't know, is Barbie is a video game coder. For some reason. And she codes this video game and it gets a virus. And so the in-game tutorial reaches out to her and asks her to fix it. So she has to go into the video game and she has to beat every level in the video game in order to kill the virus, which is called the emoji virus because they look like emojis. Okay. So they go on this quest, and Barbie tries to save the day, and she tries to save everybody there, which, you know, she does, because it's a Barbie movie. Nobody dies. And she meets friends along the way, and blah, 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 which, don't get me started, I don't understand. They're not real people, right? They're NPCs, non-player characters. They don't exist, for one. For two, if she coded these people, right, two of them are males. So where did she get the male voices? You can't just code a voice and make it sound regular. Also, they had their own thoughts, which I guess plays to the whole thing of, like, her plan, which was to change the game. You don't have to do what you're programmed to do, which is a good message, I guess. It's like, you always have to follow through on your plans. But it's a video game. They do have to do what they're told and programmed to do. That's kind of the whole point. Or do the NPCs become viruses at some point? But anyway, generally not an awful movie. I did have a couple problems with it, which was the continuity of it, which didn't make any sense. She is a Barbie that can code for some reason and goes into a video game, which is fine. I can get it. It's a fantasy film. I understand that. However, there are some things from a director's standpoint that I would have considered before making the film. And one of those big things was, in every level that she goes into, and there's 4 levels, they change how Barbie looks. Because, you know, there's an 8-bit version of her, there's like a Roblox version of her, which is cool. I like the idea. I think it's a good idea, you know, because in the style of the video game, you would change the style of your character. However, they changed her appearance so dramatically every time that I had a very hard time figuring out which character was Barbie the whole time. Which you never want to do in a movie, because that's kind of the whole point, is you want to watch the star and all that stuff. And, like, this might sound racist. It's not. In one of the levels, they changed her skin color, which is fine. Like, I'm totally cool with that. However, I didn't know it was Barbie. I thought it was an entirely different character until somebody called her Barbie. And I was like, oh, gotcha. So I think that the director should have kept in mind that, particularly for the demographic that they're going for, you know, young females, it's going to be difficult for them to figure out who Barbie is the whole time. Which is, you know, something they could have tackled by, you know, making it so that one physical part of her appearance remained the same the whole time. Which they kind of did. They had, like, this pink hair thing going on. But we didn't always see her from the front. So for, like, the first 2 minutes, you know, we wouldn't see the front of her head. We wouldn't know it was Barbie. So I think it's important that the director really think about that and really go into that and think, okay, maybe they shouldn't change certain parts of her that make her who she is. But otherwise, I think it was a good idea to make her style change and her appearance change in between each level, because each level had a different graphic, which was cool. The big thing about movies is it has to have a good, like, villain or a good problem that needs to be solved in the film. And the problem in this film was there was a virus attacking a video game, which is fine. I totally buy it. I get it. She's a master coder. It's her job to fix the virus or whatever. However, what if she didn't? That's not the end of the world. That's not big enough stakes for me. I couldn't care less if people in the video game died. I would have been happy if they died, because it wouldn't matter. They're NPCs. They're literally just zeros and ones coded into the game. I would have been upset if Barbie died. I probably would have cried a little bit. But, like, no, she didn't. Everything was fine. So I think it's a big idea that maybe the stakes should be a little higher. It's a kid's film. I get it. They don't have to make it, super graphic for me or whatever. They should keep in mind that audiences are going to want to be entertained the whole time. It was an hour and 12 minutes of a movie that could have been about half an hour. And, a young female is going to be like, oh, wow, it's Barbie, and then be, like, loving it the whole time, which is fine. And I get that that's the demographic they're going for. So, my final rating. I'm going to grade on the scale of A to F, just because I think it's going to be easy for everyone to know and understand exactly what was going on there, and understand why I'm rating it what I am. If I were a young female, about 6 years old, A+. Easy A+. However, I am not. So here's my rating. That is right. I'm going to give this a C-. I would have given it an F if I hated it, which I didn't. I didn't hate it. I think it was an okay movie. I think that there were parts that were really good, really entertaining. It's just the continuity part really got to me. I'm not a young female. So again, if I would show this to my children, for sure. My children would go crazy over this, but I'm not a father. And that was overall a waste of my time. Well, thank you for listening to this review, listening to me talk for, 10 minutes. Make sure to subscribe and like the video and comment down below if there's anything more that you want to see from me. I'm open to all ears. I've still got 20 Steve Carell films to watch, but I will get to it. Upcoming up projects. Within the next week, I'll have a My Little Pony video up because my friend told me I had to. So look forward to that. I've got Leonardo DiCaprio films coming out. I've got a couple films that were recommended by my friend Caden. I will get to those. I'd love to do a Quentin Tarantino review. I'm a big Tarantino fan. I'd love to watch all those films. I've got John Wick coming up. I'm going to watch all 3 of those with my buddy. Hopefully he'll be in the video. And it'll be really, really exciting. And, of course, I got my MCU video coming out, hopefully within the next couple weeks. And I've got my Steve Carell film coming out, which will also be within the next couple weeks, if I'm lucky. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. And subscribe to Monsters and Munchkins, which we will be live streaming for all of y'all to see on Friday on that channel. We will be live streaming a D&D campaign, the new Icewind Dale. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a blast, so hopefully I'll see you guys there.